Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video about recyclable versus organic, my DataRobot 10x Academy Capstone project. In this presentation, I'll be describing how auto machine learning image classification can be used to save a company time, money, and even the environment, ozone. The four pieces of information that we'll be discussing today are the purpose of this project, the dataset and the modeling that was used, the value proposition that's being proposed by this machine learning project, and future plans on how to actually implement this recyclable versus organic model in a real world scenario. So the purpose comes down to recycling facilities such as Vogel Disposal, who has these big machines called the green machines that they have employees on the conveyor belt manually sorting out recyclables versus organic, because this green machine can handle cardboard, paper, plastic, and metal, but that's it. And if any sort of like organic material gets in there, then it could cause an entire batch to go bad, which costs money because you're throwing away an entire batch, which costs time because you're having your employees go out there to make the repairs, and it costs money because sometimes parts do get damaged. Vogel Disposal, which talked about how golf bags and Christmas lights can get into the machine and just cause, $10,000 worth of damage. And it's just, the more non-recyclable or organic materials that make it onto the line, the harder it is for the people to spot the things that are organic. And it increases their exposure to materials that can be sharp or contaminated. The data set that was used was just a very basic data set from Kaggle. It seems like someone who had just scraped a bunch of images off Google or wherever of 10,000 different organic images and 8,000 different recyclable images. After importing the two different folders of images, recyclable and organic, into DataRobot. With the click of a button, I was able to learn within about 30 minutes to an hour that out of 10 models that were trained, a neural network was the highest performing, which wasn't surprising. This is image data that we're working with after all. Neural networks have some really great methods for evaluating image data. This slide shows the differences in feature importance for images for actually specific examples of images, organic over here and recyclables over here. The bottom part is our image maps, and the top part actually what I found most interesting, which shows the feature importance of each image, where the more revealed the image is in certain parts of the image, the more important that specific feature was in determining whether this image is a recyclable or an organic item. I was able to make some predictions on this model. I downloaded some images just from Google, two of them being recyclable and two of them being organic, and the model predicted correctly for all four of them, which was satisfying. But that doesn't mean that the model is perfect, and here's why. The value proposition for this project are twofold: financial and environmental. The differences between the two, financial obviously would be for like this specific recycling center, what money is to be made if you recycle a plastic bottle and what money is to be lost if you don't, versus environmental. If the recycling center recycled or didn't recycle a plastic bottle, what effect on the ozone would that have? Our max profit for the environmental is 1.8K units of recyclables that are recycled, therefore keeping another plastic bottle for being made. Any other option, you'd actually be causing the environment more damage by altering the threshold. So if we have it's like, yeah, we might be saving the environment, but the biggest thing that this model is wanting to do is keep away from false positives, because it has such a terrible payoff value. Because if a organic is accidentally classified as recyclable and the organic gets inside the recycling facility's green machine, then it could cause, in this case for the environmental, 1,000 unit, right? Whereas all these are just 1 unit, this could damage an entire batch of green machine. So therefore, the model has a very high threshold, meaning that it's only going to classify something as recyclable if it is 99% sure that it's recyclable. As the number of true positives come down, the false negatives go up, meaning recyclables get thrown away instead of recycled. We want to make more accurate predictions. The way that I would do that, we want to train a model on images that are identical to what the images are going to look like when the recycling center has installed the capabilities of robotically sorting in order to reduce fumes, smells, waste, and expensive damages. It does have its environmental and its financial paybacks, although extremely little. Is this something that perhaps our government may want to invest in instead of private recycling centers, just for the sake of creating a cleaner, more environmentally friendly Earth? Even though there's not much of a financial gain,